If you want to buy an auto opener and closer for your chicken coop that is the most functionally rich and has the best battery management on it, stick around, because this is the best we've found. Hello, welcome to English Country Life. Welcome to the chicken enclosure on a gloriously sunny midsummer's day. I hope you're having as good a weather as we are. Welcome to our review of the Brinsea ChickSafe Advance Coop Opener Enclosure. Now, we were recently talking to our great friends over at Brinsea, and we were talking about the things that they're well known for. We were talking about incubators and brooders and candlers, and they are fantastic at that stuff. But in that conversation, they asked us if we'd like to try their auto opener. And you know, we weren't even aware that Brinsea made auto openers. We know them for their incubators, at which they're superb. And of course we said, well, yes, please. You know, we've got a series on coop openers and closers, and we would love to review yours. So full disclosure, they let us have that one without paying. We have no expectation put on us of a positive review. You're going to get, as always, the unvarnished truth about it. But we've got today to show you the ChickSafe Advance opener and closer and their unique and very clever door. So stick around and let's have a look at them. Before we move on to looking at the auto opener and closer, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Brinsea pop hole, their own door, because it solves a real problem that I've had with some coops in the past. Let me show you this coop. This is Nugget's coop. Nugget has 13 chicks that she hatched 2 days ago. She's on her first day out and about today, so it's a really exciting time for Nugget. But this coop's a great illustration of a kind of operational installation difficulty you can have with auto openers. It's a very, very low coop, which can be a great thing. Uses less materials, there's less air space in there, so the chickens can keep it warmer in the winter. So I have no problems with low coops. But think about a vertical pop hole on this door. With a vertical pop hole, you need to have the opening that the chickens get in and out, and above that, when it opens, you have to have the pop hole. And above the pop hole itself, the door, you have to have the motor, the auto opener that's driving it. So there has to be a certain minimum depth to a coop so that when the door rises over the opening, there's room to accommodate the door and room above the door for the motor. On a coop like this that's that shallow, that's ever so difficult to achieve, which is why the Omelette Auto Door, with its side-to-side opening, solves that problem. However, Brinsea have come up with a really imaginative way that you can install a vertical pop hole on a relatively low coop. Let me show that to you. This is the door then. Brinsea describe it as a two-stage hen-house door, and it is brilliant because when raised it takes up very little space above the hole. It's just easier to show you than tell you. Please excuse Thor in the background. Let me show you how this door works. I'm giving away some of the features. You absolutely do have a manual override on this door. You can open and close it by hand whenever you want, which is a fantastic feature that's missing on some auto openers and closers. Please notice this, the bottom of the door is moving, but the top of the door is not. It has two halves and they telescope over each other. So to start with, the Brinsea unit lifts the bottom half of the door. When it covers the top half of the door, it lifts both of them together. And in the open position, they take up very little space above the aperture in the front of the coop. It's really, really clever, and it does mean that you can fit this door to a relatively low coop without running out of space. You could, in fact, fit the unit considerably lower and still have room to raise the door. I really like that. It's not necessary on every type of coop, but if you do need it, what a fantastically ingenious way of fixing a problem. So as you can tell, I am a big fan of the telescoping two-part door. I think it's really ingenious. if you need it. Clearly, you're not going to need it for every sort of coop. You may already have a pop hole that's really fine. And that's one of the things I really like about the ChickSafe system. You can buy the control unit, you can buy the door, you can buy the two together. You're not stuck with buying the whole thing in one, which you are with some units. So let's look at the control units. There's two basic varieties of it. There's an eco variety that works on daylight, but I would strongly recommend that you go with this one, which is the advanced variety, because it's got everything that we think as chicken keepers you need for a fully flexible unit. It's got all three modes, and those modes are, you can set it to open only on button press, on manual, open and close. You can set it to open at set times and close at set times, or you can set it to work on dawn and dusk, daylight. And most importantly, and again, some systems don't allow this, you can mix and match. So with this unit, as an example, this is where we keep Thor, who's our stud cockerel. Fabulous fella, gentle with the hens, really enthusiastic about his job, and also enthusiastic to greet the dawn. But now, at midsummer, that's 4:30 in the morning, and that's not fair on our neighbours. So we want to program this unit to open up around about 7 when they're up and about for work, and then Thor can have his crow and get on with his life. But we don't want to have it close on time, because at this time of year, actually, the times of dusk are changing quite rapidly. So we want it to track dusk and close when it starts to get dark. So we have it set open on time, close on daylight, and it can combine those features, and again, not every unit can. In fact, it has a third function that we really want, which is when we come out, and we come out just before dusk, make sure all the birds are in their coops, we want to be able to override the automatic close and just press a button, go, yeah, we've checked, they're in, close the door. Again, not every unit offers that, and that's quite an irritant if you then have to wait for the unit to close automatically. In fact, this has got a couple of features I've not seen on any of the units. So remember I said, well, we're all up at 7 o'clock so we can let him out. Well, what about the weekend? It's got a weekend lie-in feature, I kid you not. You can program a delay for the weekend. It's also got a feature for the evenings where you can say, close at dusk or 9 PM, whichever one happens first. And again, I've not come across that before, so they've really thought about what's right for us chicken keepers. You can tell that the design that went into this, not just good components, like the ability to lift a 4-kilo door, but good programming that actually tracks what we need it to be able to do. And they've done the same with battery management. It's got the best battery management I've ever come across in an open and closer. Let me show you that. The first thing I want to show you in terms of power management on this unit is this. It's a bright red LED. I'll zoom you in a little bit closer just so you can see what it's doing. The first thing I want you to notice is there is nothing on the screen. The Brinsea unit turns the screen off. You can press a button and it will come back to life, but it turns it off to save power. But it gives you a clear visual indicator of what's going on with this bright red LED. If it shows you a single flash every 30 seconds, it means I'm fine and the door's open. And a quick double flash every 30 seconds means I'm fine and the door's closed. And you can see that, particularly in the dark, from right across the field. Very useful. There you go, that was a double flash. Now, if it does the same thing but every 10 seconds, so it speeds up, if it's giving you a flash every 10 seconds, it means I'm absolutely fine, but the batteries are running low. Think about changing your batteries. If it gives you flashes every second, it means either the door's jammed or the batteries are so far run down I cannot open or close the door and you need to attend to me straight away. Now, many units will say, oh, I've got a menu. You know, you can look on the menu to see the status of the battery. But honestly, if you've got 8 or 9 coops like us, you cannot every couple of days go through menu structures on every single coop. What you want is something that shrieks at you either I'm okay or I've got a problem. And Brinsea's got that in the way their LED works, and I really like it. They've also got something that, as far as I know, is completely unique to openers and closers and makes my life simple, and I want to show you that next. With all the other ultra openers I've tested, to change the batteries you need a screwdriver. There are tiny little screws that fall out and can get lost in the grass, And then you have to change the batteries, then you have to try and get all the tiny little screws back in, sometimes in the dark, sometimes in the rain. It's a royal pain. Let me show you how it works on the ChickSafe. Take the lid off, change the batteries, put the lid back on. Done. Honestly, other manufacturers should pay attention. That is the way this should work. That's my review of the Brinsea ChickSafe Advance Coop opener and closer. I think it's a fantastic bit of kit, and it addresses many of the niggles I've had with other units, and actually sometimes real functional problems. It gives me all three methods of opening and closing: manual, daylight, timing. It lets me mix and match them, and it lets me manually override them when it's convenient for me to do so. It even gives me a lie-in function for the weekends. It fixes the battery management problems. I can see when it wants its batteries changing, and the actual changing of them is incredibly simple compared to all the other units. It's even very reasonably priced compared to all the other units, and I'll put a link in the description down below. Go and see for yourself, do a compare and contrast. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what a great unit is for the price of it. If you've enjoyed today's video, can you spare us 5 seconds? Give us a thumbs up down below. If there are other things you want to know about chicken keeping, small holding, self-reliant living, please tell us in the comments, because we'd love to make those kind of videos for you. If you want to see those videos, everything we produce, just click on subscribe and the bell next to it. You'll hear every time we upload a new video. But for now, thanks for watching. Come back and see us soon. Take care.